Another nice, cool morning. Very nice and quiet. And that campsite worked out great. No issues. All you could hear was a little bit of road noise off in the distance. But other than that, no animals, no riffraff. So I want to show you guys something. If you're walking along and you see like little reflections, like blue light or red light, it's these wolf spiders. Down here in Florida, they're everywhere. I believe they live in the ground. It looks like they're shining something, but really it's just a reflection of your headlamp. So it looks like we go right by this fence, straight through. Actually, there's been plenty of camp, like tenting options along the way here, all the way up to Buckman Lock. So this is unlocked. I think you actually go through the gate here. Yeah, I think you go through this gate. Because this was confusing. I thought I continued kind of up along on the right-hand side, but I don't know. I think I go through this way and then go down. Yeah, that's exactly it. You go through the gate first. So if you're heading northbound, because there's the Florida Trail exit, so go through the gate first, so the gate will be on your right side, and then the lock is over here on your left. So clearly can't get through here, because maybe up. Yeah, see, this one doesn't connect, so maybe I have to go up and around. I'm guessing like up here. As of today, what is it, the 31st of January 2026, the far out directions are slightly off. I think it's due to the fact that wall on the other side that we just saw was open and this one's closed. So I had to go all the way down in order to cross over the canal. It's about, I'd say 100 yards or so from where far out was pointing you to go to cross the lock. You just have to go down to the other side, because I was all the way down there and then I had to come all the way back up here. Take a left here. And then we just go left here, and I think I saw the exit right down here on my right. And here's the exit. This is a combo code. Ah, okay. So then you just type in the combo here. And we have made it through. It says no trespassing, but that's the only way to go for the Florida Trail. And you can see the sign there. Oh, so that was the only side that had the combination lock. The other side was actually open, as you saw. I'm thinking this might be the building where there's spigots on the side somewhere, because, oh, maybe right here. I didn't see any at that little building. Maybe this little pipe right here? Yeah. Here we go. Perfect. Yep. Beautiful. So that was another good stop to fill up on water, kind of rest and recollect myself. I think that's the play, is to camp right before the lock, so the next morning you can wake up and refill your water supply for the day. Because there's not too many reliable water sources moving forward here for the next 7 miles. And plus you get to empty all your trash there as well from the day before. I think I'm very happy with how I planned that out. Question is do we go in there and walk along that choppiness all the way down, or do we stay on the street? To avoid spraining or breaking an ankle, I think I'm gonna walk along the road for now. Good thing I did not go on that side of the barbed wire fence, because you can't get back over unless you climb this stile right here. So I think that might be private property. So after the Buckman Lock, stay on the road. We are exiting the HH Buckman Lock area. And now we gotta go across SR 19 again. So right there. Always got to be careful crossing this one. It's a high-speed road. Looks like they're doing some type of clearing activity or maybe some logging. I'm not sure. This section so far has been pretty neat to walk through. I guess in wet years, you'd have swamp to the left and also to the right of you. I can see where the water levels probably were, according to, see where it's a little bit darker on that stump of the tree. That's probably typically where the water level is. Holy high grass. Not gonna lie, this section sucks. You can't really tell, but it's the surface is very uneven. You could easily roll an ankle here. Very hard to navigate because you can't see where the little ditches are, especially since it's all overgrown as well too. Feels good to be back on flat, even ground. That high grassy section killed me. So this is the Caravel Ranch waypoint. If there's camping here, I don't see it unless you go down that road. Maybe you can make it work right here. This is 8 Mile Road. Knees weak, arms are heavy. Vomit on a sweater already, mom spaghetti. It's pretty far off in the distance, but I think I see a deer. There's 2 of them. Look at them. It's a little bit overcast today, so once that sun disappears, it does get a little chilly. Maybe low 50s. So it's kind of like that in-between temperature for me where I may need an extra layer, I may not need an extra layer. So I'm constantly taking off and putting back on my alpha hoodie. When the sun's out, it's nice. And then I may have to put the beanie back on. But when you stop hiking, that's when it gets chilly. So we're just gonna continue straight through these gates, cross over Hunter Road. We are right below the power lines for a little bit. Is it me, or is that just a strange, extremely straight line of trees? Again, it's almost like you can see all the way down. At certain angles, the trees almost look like they're forming a little corridor. It's a pretty neat section to walk. We're getting ready to cross State Road 20. Sounds pretty busy up there. I may have to do one side, get to the middle, and then wait for the traffic to clear on the other side. We made it across safely. So once you go through that gate, you are greeted with a beautiful spot right here by the lake. Now, do I go straight up this way? I see a blaze over here. Maybe I continue along this way. This spot's so nice around this horseshoe lake. So I ended up sticking near the lake, but I do see the trail is actually up over here to my right. I think they end up meeting in the same spot, unless there's a fence there. Yeah, it looks like a few people have done this before. I think you want to stick on this road around the lake, so you don't have to go through this crap. But that wasn't too bad. We are entering into Hoffman's Crossing. It's definitely a little more swampy here. And here's our bench and where we're gonna stop and eat lunch. If you're hiking the Florida Trail, you gotta have lunch in the swamp at least once. I desperately needed that rest because I was absolutely starving. We only got about 4 miles left to reach my destination for this section of the trail. And this cold weather is it's starting to move in a little bit. Wind's picking up. Just got the rest of this Hoffman Creek section, walking along the boardwalk here. And then right at the end, we have a huge uprooting. Look at this thing. Jesus. Oh, wow. Holy hell. It's a pretty clean water source right there, and it's flowing. Ooh. Nifty little right turn. So the trail continues left, but if you need camping, this is the Rice Creek Loop going down that way. There's like a little cabin down there, which is where I was originally going to stay tonight or tomorrow night. Once I saw how damn cold it was gonna be, I was like, nope, I think I'm gonna opt for a warmer place to stay. I mean, I don't know, maybe it would have been okay, but I still think it would have gotten pretty damn cold. And that is also an alternate blue route. So it's somewhat of a shortcut. It doesn't take off too many miles. I measured it out. It looked like it might save you 0.4, maybe 0.5 miles. I might as well finish out this section on the Florida Trail line. This is actually a beautiful section of trail. Coming up to the Cedar Swamp Trail. Oh, looks like that's closed. Probably have to bushwhack through there. This is the junction of the Rice Creek Trailhead and the Florida Trail. If you want to go down to the Rice Creek Trailhead, you go right to see if you can try to hitch a ride if you need to into town. The number of stumps, roots, like hidden on the trail are just constantly tripping me up and preoccupying most of my attention right now. This is getting annoying. I've tripped so many damn times trying to get out of this section of the woods. And here we are coming up to State Road 100. And just on the other side is where we'll finish this section of trail. Another section of trail done. Finished up here at the junction of the Florida Trail and the Lake Butler and Palaca Trail. I came from over there, right across the highway, over that bridge, right up these steps, right onto the Lake Butler Palaca Trail, and the Florida Trail continues down this way. But for tonight and tomorrow night, because it's going to be so damn cold, I'm actually going to head down, I think, just under 5 miles this way to the Sleep In Suites Hotel. It's the cheapest one I could find for these next couple nights. I'll take you guys along with me to this next stretch of 5 miles, and I think it takes you pretty damn close to the hotel, and then you have to cross over onto the shoulder of this highway of SR 100 for a little bit, but I can't check in until 3 anyways, so I got to kill some time. It's about 1:30, so I'm thinking that's about how long it'll take for me to get to the hotel. The next video will pick up here, and then we'll continue onwards along this trail towards Keystone Heights. But we are moving on. We gotta stay warm tonight. It's supposed to drop down into the mid to low 20s. And then tomorrow, you got single digit wind chill factors. Well, it looks like we're not done with the woods yet. I thought the pavement went all the way down, but it ends right here. And now, looks like we're going along, looks like some old railroad bed. Well, according to Google, this spits you out onto a road up here, where then you can cross SR 100. I hope that is the case, because I was not expecting this. It's actually beautiful back here. Well, this has been quite the adventure. Unexpected. So it was getting a little too impassable for me. So I kind of just maneuvered my way out over this brush. And now we're out into the main road here. So now we're on the shoulder, but we do have to get across the street because that's where the hotel is. We made it across the street safely. Almost there, a little under a mile. This is the Holiday Inn Express. I looked at this hotel, it was like $225 a night. So I guess, but it looked nice. And then this one's me. The Sleep In Suites. I think 106 a night. So about half the price of the Holiday Express. Let's get checked in, warmed up, unpacked. I'm exhausted. All right, so we're all checked in at the Sleep In Suites for a couple nights. We got nice clean bathroom. I mean, the rooms are a little run down. This thing's here and there, but overall not too bad. Pretty clean shower. The room itself is obviously older. Like, you got some rust and some dirty lampshades. I mean, not too bad. I heard different reports, but overall, this should be sufficient for a couple nights. Cheapest thing we could find on such short notice. That was quite the adventure just to get to here. Those 5 miles were a little bit more strenuous than I anticipated. Kind of going down that Palatka Trail onto those hidden railroad tracks, that overgrown section, and then cutting across to the highway. And then the wind picked up considerably, so it got very cold just as I was approaching here. But all in all, this was great timing. Got here just after check-in time, so like around 3:20, which is perfect timing for all this to kind of come together. I think I'm gonna get cleaned up, take a shower, and head over to, I think, Longhorn for dinner tonight. So just finished up at Longhorn's. This is ridiculous how cold it is right now. Thank God I'm off the trail. And now we're just gonna run over to Wawa, see what they have in the grocery. Might try to get a few little things for tomorrow so I don't have to go outside. Okay guys, now I'm done for the night, done for the day. It is freaking freezing out there. Never thought I'd be saying that in the state of Florida. In all the years I lived here, it has never been this cold. It was such a smart move, getting out of the woods, off trail, and getting myself into a warm place. Oh man, that would have been a rough night if I stayed out there. The next video will be going north towards Keystone Heights. Hopefully it won't be as damn cold as it is today. All right guys, see you in the next one.